Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Minecraft with the All the Mods 8 mod pack. Yeah, we're talking about random stuff right now, so we'll let you guys. We can continue talking about random stuff while I'm just sorting things.
Yeah, I was just gonna add on since Farron answered my question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I swear I saw your badge, but also I did not want to be like the whole awkward oh, because honestly I did that at the beginning of MFF and I felt really awkward about it.
I should head to bed.
Two different personalities.
Oh, okay.
Have a
I'm
great.
sleepy.
Go be sleepy, Tyrant.
I will go be sleepy Weasel.
Or Sleepy Breezel. We're gonna try both Sleepy Breezel, Sleepy Tyrant plushes with a focus group.
I'm going to steal the dart plush and snuggle him to bed. Night,
Good night.
Rest well. Actually, admittedly, did have to leave that meetup a bit late because holy heck, there were like 70 or 80 people in it.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing about the Infernal Equinox TF meet is too small a room, too many people. People were packed in there like fucking Stodines. And it was impossible to have a conversation from what I heard.
The one at Anthrocon was really nice because the room wasn't huge because the MFF room was huge. But then also it was huge with a lot of people, so it just hard. What I liked with the Anthrocon one is that it was big enough to have multiple tables.
Yeah, the AC one worked. That one was good.
Yeah, big enough to have multiple tables where you could have 6 to 8 people sitting around them, and you could kind of gravitate, be like, okay, hey, I want to talk about this, I want to talk about that, and you could chat with people. It was nice.
Yeah, I was thinking how they made the tables with different topics, and that worked really well.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was organized by the same one at MFF, but way too many people, not enough tables.
Yeah.
But I did get a TF fortune cookie, which was nice.
Nice. I hope we get a similar a good TF meet at Anthrocon.
You know, in hindsight, it was kind of sketchy because I have no clue who bought the TF fortune cookies. For all we know, I could have been eating something that was very bad.
Or very good.
I mean, the cookie was very good.
Well, yes, time frame. It does say tabletop RPGs because we just finished tabletop RPGs.
And also, Ferret, I agree with the streamer meetup. I actually did kind of the first part of it, where it's you did have a couple of the big streamers kind of do a bit of a Q&A. And I stuck around afterwards. Got to meet a couple people.
Also, Zim, Ferret Sync says you're a stinky Marten.
Well, damn.
Well, it takes one to know one. Congrats, it is now Marten Sync.
Oh, I'll let him know.
Oh, also side note, I'm just remembering one of the stick out things for me at the stream meetup is that I did run into Carl, and I'm stealing their idea.
What's that?
Because one of the really large struggles of going to a convention, especially trying to meet up with streamer friends or acquaintances and stuff, is that you know the VTuber, you don't know the face more often than not, and when someone's walking past, you might get a quarter of a second glance at their badge, if that.
Badge hunting.
Basically badge hunting. But Carl was freaking brilliant. Because when I was at AC, I picked up one of those little LED badges that you can program and stuff. Carl, I didn't bring those. I didn't bring mine to MFF because I'm okay, I had mine last time. I really didn't use it a lot. Carl was smart. Carl put theirs on their backpack. So you see someone walking past and you just see Carl. It's like Carl. And then you
It's
chase
big
after the.
brain.
Yeah, it was big brain moment. I'm gonna have to do that for AC this year.
I might do the thing where I get like the little like VR chat name thing and put it on my head.
That's also smart. And also freaking donuts. That was an entire saga over the weekend.
I bet.
Well, no, because like we actually ran into donuts at the streamer meetup. Because I think we came in like around the similar time or whatever. So like we ran
Real
into
quick.
like.
You okay, Rykon?
Yeah, just looking for the next thing to do. So I'm distracted from the convo.
How
Sorry.
about Skyrim?
Well, maybe. If do we all care? Because like Skyrim's got a lot of reading on my end. Like if I pick up a book or something.
Fair. I do kind of want to chat with everybody, so that's a fair point.
That's kind of what I thought.
I'm gonna. Sorry.
I was saying like I don't mind playing it. I could even stop like not do the books, but then there'd still be like NPC interaction. They'll talk. So I'll hold off on that for at least the time being until I don't know, we settle down, I guess. But go ahead, Seda, while I continue looking around.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna try to keep it brief because I probably should be heading to bed soon. But
Okay.
yeah, donuts was a saga because like we ran into him on the Friday at the streamer meetup, because Abby and I were there. And, we got to like kind of meet a good suite of people. Like we ran into Carl at the start and we were kind of like chatting a little bit, and then ran into like Featherflint, Canadian Dragon, got this. My brain is tired. I'm sorry. There's a whole bunch of other awesome beings that we ran into. Joel as well. And also got to chat with like Whiskey for a bit as well. And also Spirit Ferret like came in on their break and just like I got big hug. Spirit's good bean. But just before MFF, Jonah started following Abby. And was really interested in seeing, Abby's suit, Granite. Which I will also note for Ferret and everyone else in chat. If you're at MFF and you saw a giant red fluffy shark, I was probably in the vicinity. But it was the saga of like, okay, try to beat up to like get donuts to like be in the same area where Abby was shooting, because for those of you who haven't been in a fursuit, it hot.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's putting a carpet over yourself. And so as like when I've been the fursuit handler for Granite, it's like trying to make sure that in his excitement to like be in suit, that he doesn't overheat. So he can only do it for like certain periods of time before, at the very least, even with hydration breaks, he needs to go up, freshen up and like, let the suit dry out. But we finally got it on like, I want to say like 8 o'clock Sunday night. So the convention had technically already closed, but obviously, you still had like the after party and all that stuff. And there was a picture that ended up on Donut's Twitter where, Donuts was like, bent down on one knee with like the kind of like, the, I guess like both hands to mouth, kind of like, I don't even know how to describe the position. Just with Granite's thick tail. Because Granite has a big tail, big floofy.
Granite suit, very good. Can't wait to hug the shark again at AC.
For me, going back a little bit for the identification thing, I am a redhead, which there are only like there is a very tiny percentage of the population that have red hair. So that alone makes me stand out. But then I'm also 6'6".
Tall ginger.
I am very hard to miss. I just
Only
hope
thing I
that
have
the-
going for me. Only thing I have going for me is that like, for like people who have seen like my reference sheet, like the human on the reference sheet is basically just me. I set like reference images to my artist Tenti on that front, be like, yeah, just make human version me. People who have seen like my TF art will probably start recognizing some of those stuff. But by the time I got to the end of MFF, I had the badge that I got at AC, which actually got laminated because the same artist I got my badge from at AC, tick out art, MVP of AC for me. Because basically, when I was at AC, I saw a badge that a friend of ours, Arzer, got. It was really cool style. We were going down the artist alley on Saturday, and I saw the artists there, and they were still taking badges. And I'm like, you know what? This is my first convention. I want to get a badge. And you know, they were openly honest. They had a lot to get done. They weren't quite sure it was going to be done. And I'm like, you know, hey, totally fine if it's not. You know, I can always just like ship it off to Abby, something like that. This is before we actually hooked up, but you know, he was really close city to me, relatively speaking. And bless their soul, they messaged me on like Sunday being like, okay, what time are you leaving? I'm like, hey, I'm leaving like, you know, 5 a.m. Monday morning. They pushed through, got it done, and they drove to, like, they had their friend drive them to the hotel lobby, and I was staying at the furthest hotel away, or Zila, Warney, and I all were. So they drive at like 11 o'clock at night, and just like hand deliver it outside the hotel lobby. Heckin' wonderful.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
I brought the badge with me because I was like, you know what, there's probably going to be some laminating service at MFF because I remembered seeing one at AC, and didn't even know they were going to be there. Saw their stand, and yep, they were selling at MFF. And I'm like, and this was like, I think on Friday, I'm like, heck it. Do you like doing needle dragons? And it's like, hey, I have my badge with me on here if you want to laminate that too while you're at it. Because like they had a lamination machine that they were using in the back, and it's like, so, you know, I got from the same artist, you know, Werewolf Seda badge, Noodle Dragon Seda badge, and before MFF, I had gotten a joint badge from Joltinks with Abby and I that, like, you know, matched side to side. Is really cute.
I need to get
So
Mary to draw me a badge.
So
Yeah,
I had
you
like,
can join.
so I had my matching. I had my matching badge with Abby on the front, and then I just stuck on my backpack the Noodle Dragon and the Werewolf badge. So hopefully for AC, it should be pretty easy to spot my character from either front or behind. I'll definitely have the LED badge next time. I'm just excited. I'm just excited now. I'm excited for all the Abby time.
And the rest of us are chopped liver.
I'll see you guys at AC.
You maybe might see me. We'll see how taxes F me over.
I hope they don't, because it'd be freaking awesome to have like most, if not all, of the Pokeroll crew at Anthrocon.
Right?
Actually, I think the only person
session at AC.
I would be 110% on board with that.
Is it too late to submit for panels?
Actually, no. Still
When-
submit for panels for a few more days. So I submitted one for bug meat that I might do. Cause I actually Someone at Anthrocon actually emailed me asking me if I wanted to do a panel.
Amazing.
Well, change your panel from Bug Meat to Starlight.
Maybe.
If someone paid me to write a fanfic where every human, elf, and orc at Skyrim turned into Betmir, what would I write? Whatever they paid me. Yeah,
I bought the Rukon.
the room's open for y'all.
Or,
That'll be a question I'll have to think on. So yeah, I mean, with going to Anthrocon, like I know I'd like to go, but that's like you said, what, June?
Uh,
It's the
June-
very end of June into the start of July.
So that means realistically, I maybe might have 3 checks I could save for that.
Yeah, the
So maybe like right around the $3,000, $4,000.
I will say, Rygon, if you want, I would be happy to. I'm sure that all of us would be okay with sharing the room with you.
Okay. Well, that would certainly help to drive the price down a bit.
A bit. I wasn't asking you for payment. I was saying you can just room in there.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
the-
sleep on the floor.
first warning.
Seda, we're still sharing. We're doing a room with Zelo and AV, right?
Yeah, I think right now we gotta confirm with Zelo and Lilia, but right now it's you, me, Abby, Zelo, Lilia.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to do what we did at FE. Bring a blow up mattress for someone.
Well, that's the entire reason why Lilia's like in the radar for that, because Lilia's like, I sleep on floor. It's like, okay.
Yeah, so they did last I
Yeah.
see. They slept on like the floor in the middle between ours and Az's bed and the other people that are in their room.
Yeah,
But
right
Rygon,
on that-
for
I was just
Sorry,
going to
Ed?
say that is a possibility. We're not sure exactly how many beds we're gonna have. I know for my CPAP I will need a bed. To have it actually positioned up properly. At least if I want to be at all conscious for the con at all. Because I sleep terribly without that. But, free floor.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm sure I can make it work on my end. I've slept in rooms with lots of family and football players and shit.
And actually, for that matter, speaking of sleeping in a room with a lot of family, yeah, you definitely want me to have my CPAP on. Otherwise, I might wake up the entire floor.
what I was gonna say, Rygon, for your kind of like, I guess, mental radar,
Yeah.
the actual convention itself is Thursday the 30th of June to Sunday the 2nd of July.
Okay.
With registration being open on the 29th, which is probably recommend you at the very latest arrive some point on a Thursday.
I see. So it'll take
you
4
wanna
days
get
out to do
in-
it.
Yeah. Want to
Yeah.
get your registration done as soon as possible because last
Yeah.
year, oh my god, the lines.
Yeah, last year Abby and I trained in,
Mhm.
and our train got a little bit late, so we arrived in at like 8:30. Booked it to registration because since I only found out like 2 weeks before AC that I was actually able to go, I wasn't able to pre-register, and the non-pre-registration line was an hour for those who had not done any kind of sign up or registration, and 2 hours for those who had paid in advance online but
Yeah.
had not pre-registered. It was weird.
Yeah.
I really
Zelo-
feel like they should
poor
have
Zelo,
just.
It took so long for him.
I really feel like they
Oh, right.
should have been like, Okay, so we're gonna close all of the lines for the non-registered and open up more for the pre-reg.
Well, actually, no. Actually, it was kind of actually quite the opposite. You had basically no line for those who had pre-registered. Like Avi was like 15 minutes in out. Like I think he actually got his badge by the time that I had gotten my stuff to Zilo's car, and then we got into the line. He was in out, but the slight problem that was going on there is one, there was a lack of volunteers, and like they do their honest call out for like volunteers, for all those things. And this kind of the second problem that I observed is that there was someone who was like obviously managing like the super sponsors and stuff like that. They weren't taking people who were in like the either paid. They weren't taking anyone who was like in the non pre-registered line, so you had a disparity of some of the volunteers there. I don't know how accurate that was, but that was just my minor observation. I could be completely wrong on that, so I don't want to throw anyone at AC under the bus because those people work damn hard. But they definitely did have a shortage of volunteers, which is really much outside their control.
Oh, then at that point, you got to go for maybe looking at some paid labor. Like, volunteers are great and all, but if you're not getting enough, then hey, we'll pay a minimum wage at least if you'll help us.
Yeah.
Overall, AC last year was a heckin' blast, and I swear they're going to break
good.
10K this year.
We hope. They got close.
That's super close.
Damn, that's a lot of people.
MFF was 13K.
Damn.
Such baby
A lot of
numbers.
fucking furries.
The cons I've gone to have had a lot more than that.
I mean, last year at AC, the amount of fursuiters were so numerous that they actually had to cut the line off.
Yeah, for the big fursuit photo, they ran out of room, and the room they were doing it in, and people were like mad and making a big stink on Twitter about that for a while.
I mean, it was just quickly becoming a safety issue because, like as I mentioned before,
People wearing carpets.
Yeah,
Very
fursuiting
warm.
is very strenuous of the body, and yeah, you don't want to have,
You don't want to
bunch-
keep them waiting in there for too long. You're gonna have people passing out otherwise.
But okay, you know how like you can hug each other to keep warm. Now imagine if you're both wearing blankets, and then you're going to pack everyone in there like sardines. Not actually, but like you fill a gymnasium with like 2,000 suitors or something like that. I actually don't know what the exact numbers were for the Fursuit Parade last year. I'm going to look that up quickly.
It was a lot. I saw the photos and video of it on my phone.
Me.
I was in the video.
Well, yeah. He got pulled in last minute.
I get pulled in last minute by my future boyfriend being like, okay, hey, I lost my tail cover. Like, proceeds to hold tail. There were at least 2,500 people in the Fursuit Parade. So yeah, 2,000 people in basically gymnasium, or supersized gymnasium.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of heat.
And it was warm, pretty warm that weekend.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to like, since I've learned a lot from like obviously AC being my first convention last year to MFF being my second convention. Like I feel like I got a lot more experience in about in terms of like how to like I guess set up badges and stuff, all the logistical stuff, and I'm looking forward to like visiting AC with like a bit more just that knowledge because the shuttles were not fun on one side of things, and yeah, AC's just in a really nice spot, just in being in downtown as opposed to by the airport at MFF.
I'm just hoping that you guys don't abandon me. I'm gonna be so lost there.
You can follow us around. I will be all over the place.
Good to go, sir.
I am also going to be skipping around because I do predominantly these days act as Avi's handler when he's in suit.
You can follow me around, but I will be going all over because, I have a lot of people I will be meeting up with and stuff.
Okay.
And I do hope to be able to go to MFF again this year, but I'm not certain because I am looking to get more full-time employment, and I might be under a probation period at that time.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do MFF this year either. I think I'm gonna do Megaplex though.
Sleep well, Ferret Magic. Thanks
Night, Ferret.
so much for coming by. And I
I'm
hope to
actually-
see you
Ferret
again in the
Magic.
future.
I'm gonna also pop off as well because it's getting super late here. But Brygon, Zim, thank you so much for hosting the session, and Hultpow and Warning, and everyone in chat. You all keep on being awesome, and I'll see you later.
Good night.
Nighty night.
You're all cute.
You too. Didn't deny it.
I wish I could bring Ferretsink to Anthrocon too. It was really nice to meet Ferretsink at Furry Canucks.
Alrighty. Well, at least for me, oh, Dart already left. Damn. I was just gonna say, at least for me, like about the biggest issue I have is just driving. So if we are able to get like an Uber or somebody's able to get me from, point A to point B, I can take care of the rest myself.
I'll have my
I
car.
will say, Rygon, if you fly into where I'm at, we're planning to drive over there, so you could pile into the car with us.
That might not be a bad idea. I mean, because I don't mind being in a car, I just don't like driving, especially in unfamiliar places.
Yeah.
Like literally here, like I only go like 3 places. I go to Walmart, I go to my job, and that's it. I go home.
I can
I like
also
to
drive because I'm used to driving in cities. I'll have my car since I'm driving from New Jersey.
But I was suggesting that if it's... Because I'm imagining that it would probably be cheaper to fly from where you are to where we are versus from where you are to Philadelphia. Or Pittsburgh, whichever it is. I could be wrong. So just check prices for both, but
Sure. Like I said, it'll kind of come down to a few things, at least on my end. 1, how taxes play out. 2, whether or not I still have a space to rent. And 3, whether or not I keep my job. If all that stuff is still looking good by the end of May, then I should be all right.
Well, here's hoping.
Yeah. You might have to defend me a little bit while I take care of my food.
Yummy.
Yeah, this AC should go. Should be able to do more of this AC. Because last AC, it was like last minute, very last minute, 2 weeks planning, and I went with like no money at all. So this one I should have actual money saved to do it and plans.
Oh, we get a straight shot on this one. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's rare. Yeah, how much money should I bring for like getting shit?
I apparently had a
As
task
much as
that,
you want.
that required that I kill trader llamas.
Okay.
I don't know. It was in Minecraft. It's weird. But Yeah, what I've been told is basically how much do you want to spend? How much do you want to get? And keep in mind
Well,
food as
I
well.
just need to know kind of like, say if I bring $100, what would $100 get me? On average.
Depends on what things you want to get. You can get some pins, like maybe a print, a few other like little things,
I could
small
help you with that.
things. Maybe 1 or 2 like commissions or badges. I usually spend a few $100 in the dealer's den each time.
All right, so probably account for probably about, say, 600 then?
Maybe
That
not
sound
that
like a healthy
much,
amount?
but yeah. Also, there's the art auction too, which we all got stuff at last year.
Wostein. Sorry. Wostein, I do want to point out that while, yes, you're right that you could possibly match ground and air pricings, the thing about air is that you're paying for only you're paying per person. Whereas a car, we can fit as many people as a car can carry. So that cost then gets split versus a single person. So for one
True,
person,
but we're
yeah,
also
it's
having to
probably
pay
about
for,
the same.
like, gas and food,
Yeah.
which can kind of up the price a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, as far as food goes, I was planning to stop at my grandparents, so because they're on the way, and I'm sure they would be happy to feed.
Just
Just
I'm
a
just
bunch of
imagining-
furries pile into their house.
Yeah, just
Feed us!
fucking, like,
Wow.
and people never question why Jesus had, like, 13 guys following him. You ever think he visited his parents for the same shit?
Probably.
So I should probably call my grandma and verify that that's okay.
I think that would be a wise idea.
I've tried calling her a few times, but she hasn't been. I think I've just been missing her. It's been a lot of phone tag.
Yeah, that's how it usually is with my relatives. They call me and I don't answer.
That's how it is with my dad and tries to call me. He always calls me at like the worst time. I'll be like,
That's
just like
my
I'm
family.
working or just starting something, he'll call me.
I'm either streaming or asleep when they call. But then again,
And my
to be
dad
fair, I
complains.
suppose that's all I do anyways.
Yeah, and my dad's like complaining,
But
like,
it's
you
heard.
never answer me. And I'm like, like, you can always call me at like a worst time.
My ticket.
Dang. Joy.
Oh, that's your child. You take care of her.
Nah. I disown her.
Holden, it's more just the fact that we're furries, really. And I mean, you are part of us. You are furry, aren't you? At least from what I know.
Okay, I'm going to open up one more door, then I need to go check my food.
Okay.
It's Alfredo, so I don't want it to burn.
Alfredo.
This is good.
Whoa!
Okay, I'm in my little room. If you could defend me for a bit.
I'm coming.
Polden, I literally met Rygon like June of last year. Somewhere around there. I mean, granted, I've been looking at his art for years, but I mean, I know he's seen some of my art for years, but as far as us actually talking to each other, yeah. I should probably wait until he gets back, because I'm sure he's got some input on that. I'm gonna be right back myself.
Yeah. Pretty sure I've seen a little bit of some art stuffs that they've gotten prior to meeting Zim as well, so.
Yeah, I was burning a little bit, but I got it.
As long as it was recoverable.
All right, so Zim, then hit me up later, and let's actually start making some plans.
Fair enough.
I know at AC, everyone's going to be on me to eat. 'Cause my problem at FE was I didn't eat enough for like 3 days.
No, as long as you keep hydrated, it's easy to go without food.
Not when you're me. I weigh 100 pounds. I'm like underweight as is. I need to eat, otherwise
Hey.
I get sick. And I was really sick for 2 of the days.
Right, now I'll have to brush
So-
up on my anxiety then.
I am
I'll get
back.
you through.
And yeah, we can definitely go through that stuff and figure things out.
Mucho apreciado.
But yeah, Polden, while it may seem like we've known each other for years, like I said, I literally just actually started talking to Rygon like June last year or something like that. As far as
Right.
the imposter syndrome goes, I'm talking to Holden in the chat, you know. He's saying it's more like the friendship angle. The community here seems to know each other for years. I'm like, not quite.
I could help you with that.
Yeah, I'm popping out your chat.
I just try to enjoy it as best as possible and hope for the best. Zim's also pretty good about assuring me that I'm not actually just yes. that
Yeah.
I actually am something different, so there's also that.
You are a friend. Whether you want to believe it or not, you are.
The way I see it is like, you know, you're a friend until you give me a reason not to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's more just a distorted view of friendship at this point. There's
Well, most likely, but that's something we can work out in session.
Tiff, I am done with such.
I know, it was just a joke. I wouldn't be
Oh.
allowed to do it. It would be unethical.
Apologies.
But yeah, I understand the whole feeling of imposter syndrome and stuff. I do have a bit of that myself. Like, and probably a bit of clinginess, but that's something I try to push down. Because I know that just because Rygon is off in his own Discord doesn't mean that he hates me.
Well, sometimes
Even
it
if-
just means I, want to be a little bit more private, or I want to engage with my community a bit more.
Exactly.
As much as I do enjoy your channel, it can get a bit overwhelming for me sometimes. Or if I want to play a quieter game. What about if it's the con where it's all about saving money? Huh? You ever thought about that? Buy my book. I can teach you all the secrets to saving money.
I still have much to learn in that.
Panth, I will say that I've gone to a lot of cons and never really been tempted to buy anything aside from a snack or something. It's a bit, I'm preparing myself for it to be a different experience with a convention, with a furry convention, because of the fact that it's like, these are my peoples. Like, yeah, I'm a gamer, but there's gonna be so many people to commission. So much art I could get.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is gonna be stuff that I literally can't get anywhere else, because I know there are a few artists that either never open or only open for convention stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I always spend too much than dealers done. It's just too hard not to. Too much good stuff.
I know, right? I wonder if I could get a partial.
If you got enough money, yeah. I almost bought a partial. I was like so close to buying a partial at Infernal Equinox. There's one I liked and I could afford it, and I'm like, I want it. And I decided, no, I shouldn't. So I'm planning on getting my own suit soon. I sent 2 quote forms out. So one for maybe getting one of the Ral from More for Less, and one maybe getting a Muff from Lemon Bread. And I'll decide which one I want to actually get.
I know I definitely want a fursuit someday, but I plan not to pursue one until I am of a healthier weight.
Yeah, you kind of don't want to get a bodysuit until you know you're gonna be at that body size for a good long while, because it's hard to adjust.
You can always just
Yeah.
go for like a head or foot paws, hand paws partial.
Yeah, let's go partial.
And then just simply get the
True.
rest of the bodysuit once you are at your desired weight.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know if I'd ever want to go with a full suit. Because there's also the fact that part of my character designs are the outfits. So that kind of
tell me
means
about
that.
it.
So I need to get an outfit, but probably not a full suit. Because I don't really need to get the suit underneath the outfit. Yes, StarCraft 1 music. It was so good. Also, Panth, you're a pumpernickel.
Got it.
Fun fact about that, Red
There's a key card over
Raven.
here.
When I first
What'd you say?
started doing
Key card.
Oh,
when I first started doing VR chat, I was like one of the first furries to actually have an outfit for their character, for my model and stuff. And people, every time I took off the clothes, because I could have them on or off, and apparently, even though they didn't have clothes, period, I was more naked than them because I could have clothes and chose to take them off.
Yeah. Work
Yeah.
smarter, not harder. Whoa, lo, lo, lo. What joke am I attempting to make? Bane, help. You suck at making jokes. I'm truly sorry. I often had to leave a comment because you're getting salty. You don't have money to buy Jack Diddley. Oh, I hear you, Panth. I really do. That's one of the biggest reasons I never, went to a con. One, because I was a poor as shit college kid for the longest time. And two, I didn't ever want to just go by myself. Like, spending $1,000 plus, another 1,000 on a hotel room or whatever. And then you just get to kind of show up. Like, I don't know. To me, that didn't sound like a very good time.
For me, that is one of my concerns about an AAC. Is just like I want to go and I want to meet Werny, and Seda, and Avi, and others, and I've gone to a lot of places and been abandoned in a lot of places, and I really worry about spending all that money and going there and just being like, well, great, I am just surrounded by a bunch of strangers. Which is part of why I am more than happy to try and make sure that you can come, Raikon, because at least that's somebody I know won't abandon me.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't abandon you. Just so long as we keep bouncing from interesting thing to interesting thing, like, I'm not going to abandon you. But I definitely don't want to be like the sort of person who's like, all right, we spent all this money. Let's just go ahead and hang out in my, the room for a while. I've known a couple of characters that's what they've done. They just stayed in their room, and it's just like, that's an awful lot of money to just, spend staying in your room. You could have just done that at home.
Or just,
like, don't get me wrong,
to...
I get anxiety, I get introvertness, but still, like, come on.
I kind of anticipate Kerr spending a bit of time in the room. And Orem, he's a great guy, but there's only so much of Orem I could take. At least solo.
No worries, Panth. I had to go get my cooking here as well. Gotta
Rugon
eat.
gets the nyums.
Well, I finally had enough energy today. I washed the stupid dish so I could actually make some food. Then I'm actually starting to run out of food too. That isn't just like, insta. Like, damn, I gotta cook. I'll probably go to the store soonish and get some proper food.
Lucy Durgle, thank you very much for that follow, and welcome.
Finally went grocery shopping a bit today because I needed more foods.
Yeah, I had to go as well. Kurt kept putting it off, and I'm like, today I was just like, Kerr, I need to get to the store. I may be on a diet and trying to eat less, but I still need to eat something.
Yeah, but still, no one brought in the water jugs, so there's no drinkable water. We can't drink tap water.
Is that bad?
Understandable.
Yeah, you don't want to drink
Yeah.
tap water here.
You'll nom my snoot. How dare.
Num 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 num.
Maybe if you had like a really like powerful filter, you could drink the tap water, but I still don't trust it that much because the water in my town has occasionally come out of the tap like a grayish brown color. So I
That
don't.
sounds like something that should be made aware to the whoever fucking is supposed to pay for that shit.
Yeah, my town got like $300,000 to replace its water system because our water system is over 100 years old and falling apart. But
Let me guess,
no
they
work has
wasted it
started
on
it.
hookers.
I don't know what
Lucy.
happened to it. No work has started yet on the water system.
Lucy, you still want to nom my snoot? No! Stop head petting me! Ow!
Head pat that Zim.
I'm Razor right now.
Pet him.
Still gonna get all the head pets.
Also, is the avatar like pitch black for you guys?
Oh no, not in the slightest. There's
Well, I
plenty of
mean-
gray for the body of it.
Okay, the body should be gray. On my screen, for some reason, the preview has like the face kind of grayish, whereas what you guys are supposed to be seeing is basically pitch black, aside from the white
Yeah.
parts. Whereas what it should...
Black.
Okay. So you can clearly see the nose separate from the rest of the face, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nose is black. The garments are black. The ear, the fuzz below the ear, behind the cheeks is black. Ear fluff, ears are black. All white lines are standing out accordingly. Nostrils are white, eyes are white. Actual body itself, gray.
Oh god, I think
And
I
the
broke
gray
it.
is in suitable layers to recognize a 3D.
Okay.
Bill!
I'm gonna show you what I am seeing up in. I'll post it in creator chat. I don't know if it's actually gonna come through on Discord in this screenshot, but
Understandable. Blah 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 blah.
Are we even gonna do this stealth?
No.
Okay.
that's odd, Polden. It should have worked. I don't know. Either way, back to normal. I don't think the screenshot showed the difference between what I'm seeing. Let me check from my phone.
Yep, that sounds about right, Panth.
I'm not listening to that buzzing.
What? You don't want to listen to the butt buzz?
No.
Okay, the screenshot does not actually show the difference in what I'm seeing. Ah, hello there, Rob. Yeah, it might be a monitor thing.
So I take it you don't see, or on your end, the nose is blurring, or I missed what the issue is.
So on my end, the left side has much more gray, whereas the right side is basically completely black. I cannot make out the difference between the actual nose and the rest of the muscle.
Ah, I see. Unknown exactly what, one of my 3 monitors does mimic this behavior and makes the fur markedly darker than my 2 larger screens. So I can see that what you mean there. Oh gosh, that needs to be cleaned.
Officer's over here for you. Oh, never mind. Hi, I want some tortilla chips.
That sounds really nice.
Yeah. It reminds me when I was in college and one of the vending machines straight up just served you hamburgers.
What?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong,
those.
they weren't exactly like good hamburgers, but they were like a fucking hamburger. It was just patty and cheese. You heated it up in the microwave and it was actually pretty decent. Like when I was hungry for something more substantial than fucking soda at 3 o'clock in the morning, that was kind of my go-to. That and the Domino's across the street never fucking like closed like at all until like really late in the evening. So I would order pasta from them like all the fucking time. I probably spent more in college on those stupid vending machines than literally anything else. And the Domino's.
My college campus had a Starbucks like right in the building, one of the main buildings, and I went to it way too much. So too much fucking money there. Like my one English class was like, instead of like 2 times a week, it was just 1 time a week, but it was like a doubled up class. So there's like an intermission part. I always got fucking latte and like a croissant during the intermission. And I was spending too much fucking money doing that shit all the time.
Pocket sandwich.
When I was working security, the only place that was well, after the pandemic hit, the only
Yay,
place
butt
that was
buzz.
Yeet.
Oh, my butt buzz.
okay.
Playing No
You don't.
Mercy
You
with
don't.
the little
You don't.
plushie.
You don't. You don't need context.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Just ignoring that comment and moving on then. The only place that was actually open late at night was the 7-Eleven. Luckily, I got in good with the night shift workers there, so they would hook me up, but I still spent way too much money on 7-Eleven, and it's not even good food or anything.
No, it's not, but it's cheap. And it's there.
Yeah.
Like I
That was
spend way
the-
too much money at Wawa every night. Like 'cause, Wawa's open 24/7. It always has decent food. You can make to order food,
Bah.
and it's not too expensive.
Good old cloakers.
I love them.
Everyone loves
Hey there.
cloakers.
Hey there, DB Battle. Good to see you again. I don't know if Alt is a Durg right now. Maybe.
Me?
Yeah.
I am the icon I have right now is a frilled shark.
Oh,
Ah.
fair
Did
enough.
you see
I'll
my...
be honest, I wouldn't have been able to guess.
I assumed it was Sneck because Alt is all about snacks, but I definitely would
I mean,
not have guessed shark.
Frilled shark is kind of like snack. They're long.
Nick, Nick.
Ah, DB, I've been all right. And yourself?
I'm just letting Alt take care of the whole thing. I can just stand still. I'm gonna eat my pasta.
when death sentence players play Mayhem.
Right. I'm just playing Mayhem because I really don't feel like having to hide for like 90% of the game.
Muff.
This is why you play hacker, because then you don't hide.
Yeah.
Moth Mamo.
All I can say is I've got my builds. I just find them
Yeah.
boring.
No, you find the build that you like the most, and then you just kind of go with it.
Like me and my turrets.
Yeah, and the build I
Yeah.
like the most isn't one that's death sentence qualified.
Well, then just play it anyway.
Yeah,
Have
sure,
fun
I'll
with it. Who
go.
gives a shit?
Well, I like to win too.
I mean, are we gonna play playing death sentence?
No, that's why I'm
Then
playing
there you
Mayhem.
go.
All right.
So where knee?
Yeah.
What you doing?
Not much. Just looking at Twitter. Trying not to fall asleep.
Alright, so
You
stand
gotta
up.
do something.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you gotta do something. We can't
Yeah, go
have you
slap
falling
yourself.
asleep. Slap yourself harder.
Just take a knife and stab it into your knee.
Maybe not that far.
I just try eating. I just eat snacks, and that keeps me from falling asleep.
I can just see where and he like Amos is just so tiredly, just like num num num.
Yeah,
Num num num.
That's me during some Poke Roll sessions. When I'm like really tired at like 2:30 and I'm like barely staying awake at that point. Just nibble on something to try to keep myself awake till then. And then as soon as the session ends, just immediately go snooze.
Well, even in session, you've gone snooze.
Yeah, that's when I ran out of snacks.
Where knee runs on food.
What are you doing? You killing my doctors?
Yes.
What the fudge?
Fuck the American healthcare system.
Well, shoot them. Shoot the middleman people, not the doctors.
Nah,
Yeah, destroy the insurance companies. They should be illegal.
nah. They are they were probably turfs, so I feel no guilt.
I absolutely hate that you have to pay for fucking insurance, despite the fact that insurance probably isn't going to do shit to actually help you in a real emergency when you need it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they're
So
gonna
essentially,
do fuck
you're
all.
paying, you're paying for a service you don't get.
Yeah, it's a huge fucking ripoff. That's why I dislike America very much. Except, like, my healthcare options, like, I get from my job are fucking shit. Like, oh yes, I have to pay this much out of my paycheck each month for a deductible I'm never going to reach.
Yeep.
It's like, yeah, yes, why am I paying for this?
Oh no, you
Yeah, but if
can
you
reach
don't
that
pay
in,
for it, you get fucking go to jail.
if you don't, so you can reach it in an emergency. It's just then they're going to be fighting you every step of the way on actually paying for what they're supposed to be covering.
Yeah, they might not even cover like half the shit, so like good luck.
Oh, you got into a car accident. Well, that surgery that you thought you required, no, that was just an elective surgery. You didn't actually need that rod removed from your leg.
Yeah, they do that shit. Like also like with I need a surgery to fix my septum, so I stop getting so much awful sinus issues.
Mm-hmm.
But insurance most likely not cover that.
I bring this up all the time, and I will keep bringing it up. I've got a friend that can no longer speak because his insurance claimed that the surgery to remove the polyp from his throat was an elective surgery. And he couldn't come up with the money for it, and then it turned cancerous.
Damn.
I feel like he could sue for that.
Nope.
I would still contact a lawyer about that.
He did.
What money?
And with what money exactly?
Lawyer expensive.
Mm-hmm. Which doesn't make sense considering there's so gosh dang many of them.
Yeah.
But I will bring up that story as often as I need to, because hopefully somebody somewhere will hear that eventually and be like, oh, maybe there is something we should fix here. And then I'll just be here like, you think?
Oh,
There's actually one
plenty
thing
we
that kind of
should-
gave me a little bit of hope in a sense. A bunch of hospitals, like about 300 plus hospitals, if not more so, along with a lot of exterior organizations, are banding together in order to make their own drugs and medicine, just to force the prices to be driven down, so that way drugs aren't like literally $1 billion when they shouldn't. And they're doing that because obviously the government ain't doing shit, so they're having to do shit. So they're essentially gonna have to sell themselves cheap drugs just so they can afford their own stuff.
Mm-hmm. And oh man, the most frustrating thing is like when people die because they can't get insulin that they need to stay living. Because insurance companies are not insurance companies, but drug manufacturers make it like a few $100s a vial when it costs them like only like $10 to make the vial.
Oh,
If
if even.
that.
And then people, they just die because they can't afford, like their insurance won't hardly cover it. And they can't afford to pay hundreds of dollars a month to, get medicine that keeps them alive.
Yeah.
Because America.
At that point, honestly, I would just say like, okay, if I can't afford this, I'm literally gonna have to seek asylum somewhere else. I don't care if they refuse me and send me back. At the very least, that'll keep me alive for a bit longer.
Yeah. Like, I heard one story of like a guy like robbed the bank just so he could get caught and go to jail so he'd get free healthcare so he wouldn't die.
Oh yeah, that is like the.
I I fucking hate this country so much.
Me, I'm sitting here. I can't get on disability or anything. And meanwhile, my blood sibling fucking goes and does drugs. Yeah, it sucks that he lost his arm, but he did that to himself. I know that might be harsh of me to most of you, but if you knew my brother, you would agree. He is an absolute selfish asshole. But he's now getting money for the rest of his life from the government. He's got all of his medical bills paid forever. It's like he did a crime and there was no repercussion from the government at all on that. They're like, oh, he lost his arm, that's enough. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. Not for what he put my grandma through.
I mean, as much as I do want to agree with you, though, my own training states like it doesn't matter. Everyone deserves respect and dignity. So this isn't a matter of he shouldn't have been able to get his stuff, but rather why can't other people get theirs?
Yeah. That too.
Or better programs so that they can be that families can direct their drug abuse or drug abusing individuals to something that'll actually help.
Oh, he went to rehab 4 or 5 times.
It usually takes about 9 before it starts kind of taking effect,
Yep.
unfortunately.
Addictions do not die easy.
No,
Indeedy.
no, they don't. He moved all the way across the country to get away from it, and somehow still managed to find his way into it.
Yeah. That's why a lot of clients moving is just not enough.
But I did feel for him at first, and then he revealed that this just made him even more of a selfish prick.
Yeah.
And now I'm just kind of, yeah, fuck you.
All right, we got enough.
That.
Yeah.
I am just cold and cruel sort. I've stopped caring.
It took a hell of a lot for him to destroy that for me.
I
I
believe
put
it.
up with so much shit from him over the years. And it wasn't until he woke up in the middle of the night and started beating another brother of mine, trying to wake him up because he needed to go take a shit. And then he pooped the bed. And then after the other brother got the blood sibling into the... I'll just say brother A, brother B. Brother A for the one that was the druggie, brother B for the other one. So B got A into the shower, got him cleaned up, and went down to the front desk to get fresh sheets and everything because we were in a hotel at the time. A family tradition thing. We get a hotel for New Year's. And B went over to the desk, got new sheets, blankets, everything, went and remade the bed. At that point, it was too late for him to bother trying to sleep some more. So he just wanted to lounge on the bed and relax, and he asked me if he could play on my Switch while he was doing so. I'm like, sure, go for it. And A threw himself across the bed and refused to let him on it, saying, no, if you're going to be here, you're going to be sleeping. Like, dude, you would be sleeping in your own shit if not for him. Let him just sit there and play a goddamn video game.
Damn.
Yeah, definitely sounds like a piece of shit.
Oh, someone died. Did.
Yeah, I killed them.
Oh. Poor person who left Discord.
Oh, I thought you meant your minion.
Oh, was it
Oh, I
Woe's
don't care
time?
about them.
Did Woe leave?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Woe. A fair warning to everyone. You can mess with me all you want, but as soon as you go after somebody I care about, fuck you.
Well, then how come you don't go after this one person that insulted a friend of mine? Made me sad. His name was Raw Zim, and he was making fun of Zim.
Oh, I go after him all the
Making me
time.
sad.
Don't you hear it?
No, that's my friend. They're nice and they're sweet and they're awesome.
You don't
And they're
hear me
cute.
pointing out how fat and ugly they are?
No,
how
that's
not
my
cute
friend.
they
You
are?
don't get to. You don't make fun of my friend.
Sorry for getting heated, everybody, by the way.
Elevator, please. Ah, there we go. Dang it, Sangers. Okay,
Meh.
let's see. Are we gonna make it to the top or not?
I'm gonna say no. I feel like that's illegals.
I think I chased off all my viewers. I'm sorry.
No. Oh damn, we made it.
Yeah, we did it. It doesn't matter, but we did it.
Oh, there's Gib Gab
Whoosh.
still.
Ah.
Yay! A jaw.
The jaw. Okay, I need to go infamy real quick.
Why? You're already at 100. You could try to go to 1,000, really?
I might. I'm at 104 now.
You poor sad thing.
Don't judge me.
Seriously, I think you should look at maybe doing something else there, old pal. Like, we're concerned about you. We think you have a problem.
Nah. The only problem I have is you talking bad about yourself. We
I mean,
don't
I've been
appreciate
working on that.
self-deprecation around here.
I've been
I
working on
vote
it.
Alt Pal 24-hour Payday 2 stream. No. 24-hour cook-off.
Oh, you vote 24-hour stream, payday 2 with Alt Pal? All right. 24-hour
I
stream. then.
I vote Gib Gab gets in voice.
Yeah, I think that's a good vote.
I think that's a good vote too.
I vote that Gib Gab is Precious' friend and should come hang out. All right, Red Raven. I hope to see you later.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Why?
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how overrated is Charizard? 1 being yes, and 10 being yes, but in 10 form.
Oh, what am I?
How overrated is Charizard from a scale of 1 to 10?
With one not being at all?
With 1 being yes, and 10 being yes, but with a 10 next to it.
-11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I kind of have to agree. I feel like Charizard's a little overrated.
They are.
Yeah. To be fair, that's mostly Game Freak always like wanting to cash in on nostalgia.
Yeah.
So we always gotta bring back Gen 1 Pokemon no matter what.
Almost like they know
wouldn't be
their audience.
I wouldn't be opposed to that if they brought back ones other than Charizard. That's just the issue I have is it's like every time you turn around they're like, oh yeah, we brought back Charizard again. But now he's got another new form.
We could do Pokemon Yay or Nay.
Yeah, we
I
could.
agree. If Gib Gab likes us enough to come join us. Because we can't do it without Gib Gab.
Oh, there's the whoa.
Gib.
The woe's back?
Whoa.
Owl has wound down sufficiently.
Sorry about that. I got
No
more
worries.
heated than I intended to.
No worries. It is a standing opinion of mine, and one that cannot be voiced for legal reasons.
That just sounds exceedingly ominous.
And the exact reason why I left.
Wait, what number Pokemon are we at?
Looking at my list here. Last I was at. Jeez, I open up so many windows. Lotad.
Well, we gotta wait for Gib Gab.
So 270.
There we go.
Gib Gab!
Panthania!
He's a bean.
You guys really likes it when there's a new Charizard. And that's game store owners. We make bank when there's a new game with Charizard.
Oh, God, I can imagine.
Oh, I opened a $4 pack and got a $100 Charizard. Yes, please.
Gib Gab says they are busy with someone.
Oh,
I guess we aren't cool enough for Gib Gab.
No,
I guess we
Gab,
can't do
Gib.
the Pokemon TF thing.
yeah.
no, it's all good.
Hey, it's 4:20 a.m. Time to smoke up.
It's 4:21
Ayo.
for me. So it's no longer time to smoke up.
You missed your chance.
Oh,
You have
Yeah,
to wait
it's
for
only
another
3.
12 hours.
It's only 3:20 here. Sorry. And as we all know, we operate off of ZST.
ah.
Yeah, well, I'm the one that put dinner in the oven at 1 in the morning.
Hey, I just made dinner at like 2 in the morning too.
Mm-hmm.
So let's continue talking about food in exquisite detail.
No!
Oh man, I
Oh
had a
no, where's the...
delicious, hot, greasy slice of pizza.
No thanks.
I'm having a Mexican rice bake.
That sounds pretty good.
Nice.
I just made some Alfredo.
Alright, I'm going to
Hamburger.
bed.
How will his head water?
Hamburger, cheeseburger,
Am I
Big Mac
poison?
Whopper. Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac Whopper. Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac Whopper.
Here,
Water.
the head pats will get you through the diet, Zim.
No.
At the very least, it is our way of telling you that you are adorable.
I'm trying.
Yeah, it's good.
The app estimates I'm losing 6 pounds a week.
Yay! And we're helping by enhancing your digestive system.
No, you're
Moving on water
not!
weight with the drool and spit that you so secrete.
Debatable.
It ain't debatable. It's proven fact. It's pseudoscience.
I'm so hungry.
How is
I can help
Kanye
you with
West even a real individual?
I refuse to believe they're an individual and instead are just a malfunctioning robot.
Ah,
Yeah.
That would explain a lot.
yeah.
And
He said some shit that was so wacky. He made Alex Jones look normal for like just a minute, but like
Even when even Alex Jones is telling you to cool it, then
I think I see exactly what you mean. I'm looking through memes and he's like, I like Jewish people again. It's like, oh, okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Anyway, Zim, you cold?
diets suck.
Yes, they do.
Especially when your friends torture you over it.
I drew myself a fresh reference sheet tonight.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
nice. I need to actually make proper reference sheets for a few of my characters. I keep not doing it. Instead of drawing Amos with a M4 about to shoot some alabaster gleam.
Better save your bullets. There's worse things out there than they.
Oh, I'm sure.
Very nice, band. Very nice on both.
But
I don't
yeah,
know why.
I was using a Zhivago ref for a while, so I was like, you know what? I'm an artist. I should draw my own stinking ref.
For me, I draw like my concept sketches, and I'm like, hey, nutcase, make the ref. I don't want to.
Fair.
Like my Fox ref, my Skunk ref are both done by nutcase. So I didn't want to do it myself. I just gave them like the art that I've drawn of the character, and I'm like, hey, make this into a workable ref.
I've got several refs waiting from Mary. I keep her so busy. I feel bad.
You also pay her well, so don't feel that bad.
Not as well as she deserves.
No, but I'm sure she's happy for your patronage.
I mean, she's
Speaking as an
happy for
artist
all the
who likes
work
to
that
get paid.
she's honestly happy. She's told me she'd be happy working on all this stuff for free. I'm like, no, you're getting money. But she just enjoys all the random weird stuff I throw at her. Like, okay, I need a border for this game. There's no border. Ah, you can figure it out. And she's like, awesome.
I wonder if she like looks at it all just kind of like like an anthropologist would, like this really weird village. Like, they all seem to be happy when I give them chocolate. It's not very good chocolate. It's pretty shit. It's American, but they seem happy.
Like, I've told the story before. One of my roommates was joking about how her legacy to her kids is just going to be doing art for me. And I shared that with her as a joke, and she's like, oh my god, I'd be so honored for that to be their legacy. Oh, that would be so awesome. And I'm like, wait, what? I meant that as a joke. Abort! Abort! I was not expecting this response. I mean, I'm glad she genuinely enjoys it all, but I personally kind of feel like I'd probably get annoyed with me long before now. She is awesome, though.
Jesus, that's the sloppiest looking, like, whatever the hell that is. Dude, he's just like shovels 2 spoonfuls of yellow, 2 spoonfuls of brown, 2 spoonfuls of another yellow, a red, something that looks crunchy, sauce, and another spoonful of brown. And that's it. I can't even identify what it all is.
They're probably all spices.
Ah, right. I have meat. I have the long pork. From
That's
myself.
not what long pork is.
What do you mean it's not what long pork is?
Oh. Well, Stein's like, pig! I'm like, that's not what long pork
Oh,
is.
no. I said yee.
Yeah, it was a
Sounded
squeak
like you
of...
said pig.
But look!
All I know is that long pork is what I do every Valentine's Day. I'm single. Depends. How you been doing? I haven't seen you in a little bit.
Yeah, you've been avoiding us.
I've been avoiding everybody. My stress levels kind of skyrocketed there for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
There there's been some stuff happening in my personal life. But the good news I got yesterday was that I don't have cancer, so yay.
Yay!
Yay!
Told you
Yeah.
so.
That was a load off. The
Mer?
verdict was your boobs are just plain too big.
You know what? Fair enough.
It's like, yeah, that's why I'm trying to get them surgically reduced. But no, there's just been a lot of things going on with our housing situation that have set off some PTSD for both Pocket Tank and I. And I just was not in any kind of shape to be around anybody.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just so long as you're safe.
Yeah.
And if you ever need, support, like, let us know. Let me know.
I know, guys. I needed to crawl into my corner and use my coping skills for a week. Because I have been known to lean on my friends too hard in the past when dealing with my own mental health issues, and that's not healthy for them. And that's why my therapist gave me coping skills.
Fair enough.
So I generally wait until I'm in a place where I can communicate with my friends healthfully rather than going, dude, you won't believe this bullshit.
Unload. You need to be calm enough to ask for help.
But yeah, we got some good news that right around the same time we get SSI, we should be getting Section 8 and be able to get out of the situation that keeps kicking off these PTSD triggers. It's still about 6 months out, but it's only 6 months out. And then I need a vacation.
I agree.
That is part of why I'm so adamant about going to Anthrocon is I definitely need a vacation.
Yeah, I gotta have money to go on vacation first.
Yeah. Last time I had a vacation was 2020, and that was more of a how do we get along as roommates kind of trip rather than a true vacation.
Yeah, we took a week in 21 and went to to be honest, it was a vacation and it wasn't. It was a really nice trip, but basically I live in Salt Lake City and we traveled to Ogden and stayed up there for a week.
Nobody can find us. Nobody can bother us.
Yeah, it was just a nice break from the we're both oldest children. And there's a lot of weight that comes with that.
Fair enough.
Oh, I know that.
We got an Airbnb and disappeared for a week, essentially. And then last year we went for a week with a friend of mine to Star Valley Ranch, Wyoming.
Yeah, it's my place. Well, I've never been to Star Valley Ranch, but I've been around.
Yeah, we hit Yellowstone and some of the hot springs around there and whatnot. It was a nice break, and it's a lot quieter than the Salt Lake metro area.
Good.
And we also didn't have to share the house with anybody, so I didn't have, like, my mother-in-law's dog running over my head or my stepfather-in-law vacuuming while I'm trying to sleep. But you know, having the money to go to the beach would be very nice. Or heck, even to an out-of-state con.
Oh, sorry. We've been talking, so I'm just like, oh, we're talking.
Nah, it's okay. I might hop off because I'm getting dizzy and I should sleep.
Okay, you go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll play again later.
Okay.
Okay, sleep.
Thank you for playing with me. I appreciate it.
And thanks for having me.
Yay.
I hope you all have good streams and good days or whatever other times there are. Bye.
I refuse.
Bye.
You are all good beans. Especially
Good
that
boy.
Zim.
Good night, old pal. I hope you sleep well. Now I die.
No.
I mail you rice.
What?
I said I will mail you rice. I will mail you tasty, delicious Mexican rice.
Oh, that would be so nice. You know, speaking of, did you know I've been on a real diet lately?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I may not have been very active in chats, but I've been lurking.
fair.
Actually, without fail, when I go to bed at night, I load up 4 tabs. So that all my friends get, the viewer. And I always find it interesting to see where I wake up in the morning. I went to sleep in Zim's and Okitsu's and Rygon's and Vox's streams. Where did I wake up?
See, Rygon, this is why you should raid.
What, and disturb their morning routine?
No, if someone's left it on there and such, it's a little extra bit of viewer, and it also is nice because that provides the support for others, and it doesn't cost anyone anything.
Sounds like work.
It's also hilarious because usually it's Rygon's offline. I have 2 tabs that generally are people I don't know, and Vox is usually still on. If he's not, it's a red letter day.
It's a what?
A red letter day. I'm always after him to take better care of his body, and he doesn't listen very well.
No,
So when I
no,
catch
he
him
doesn't.
actually taking care of himself, it's cause for celebration.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
What is it?
Oh, I am out of space for this. We'll do that. And this. And a bunch more signs.
FA is kind of quiet tonight. Usually, within 20 minutes of me putting up a new piece, I've got at least a couple of likes and a comment.
Oh, to be fair, I mean, it is like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Fair. When did I put this up? An hour ago.
It's very much a hit or miss.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's just I usually get at least somebody peeking at it. I'm kind of surprised. It means FA's kind of quiet tonight. But then, isn't there a FurCon this weekend?
Yeah. Or, no, it just happened, I think.
I know there
Yeah.
was one last weekend.
I
No,
don't
I
think
just
there is one right
gotta
now.
convince all you good beans to come out to AWU.
I
am already canceling a vacation.
Doesn't mean I can't try and convince you.
will not be attending that most likely at any point.
You'll have to fill me in privately on that one.
Yeah. I'm
I just know
pretty
it's
sure
like
I've told you
local
before,
one.
but
You might have, and I have cat brain.
yeah.
I'm
Both
watching the
literally and
stupidest video
figuratively.
right now.
Debatable. But
No, it's pretty stupid.
oh no, for stupidest. Yee. I am appreciating the ace combat in the background. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Shit. Alright, let's find something real to do.
Oh, Ragon, I sent you the new character.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. I just saw it. I like the little heart pads.
Yes, my beans are hearts. So is my nose. My nose is a little heart. I feel like somebody hit me with a haymaker.
Should I do a reverse haymaker and take it away?
I wish.
Oh. You ever just see like a TF artist and you're just like, I don't know what to even get from this person. Like, they're open for commissions, but like their style is just
All over the place.
no idea. Yeah, I don't know what would look good in it.
I often have that problem though, more just with everyone, because it's like I most of the time it's like I want art. I don't know what kind of art I want, but I want art.
Yeah. Yeah. My
some of the-
problem is a similar one. I want to do art. I don't know what art I want to do, but I want to do art.
I want to do the art.
I need the creativity.
I know some of them
want
are
to
okay
spend
with
the money. What's up?
I was just saying, I know some of them are okay with it, you know, the creative freedom. Some not so much.
It's true. Me, I like creative freedom, but I also need some boundaries. But I know a lot of people who are absolute paralysis if you don't like hand them an already done character ref and like a Pinterest board of your ideas. And
Actually-
it's very much an artist by artist basis.
I know Mary seems to like the, I just let her go with whatever on things. Though, I also wind up being like, I do like this, but what about this instead, or this tweak, and we go back and forth.
That's pretty normal for a commission process, though. I recently took a couple of pieces in commission. Absolutely adorable anime character. And, you know, the commissioner gave me a lot of creative freedom. But as the artist, I checked in with him regularly to make sure that what I was doing wasn't completely contradictory to the vision they had for the character. Because they didn't have a reference. My art is the reference. So it's like, you've got this character and you want me to draw her super cute as a chibi. Okay, what colors are we going with? I can do super cute. And I drew her in this super frilly Japanese-style Lolita outfit. But I needed colors and personality to pick the pose and things. It's like, I don't need you to hold my hand, but I do need something.
Definitely hear that.
Yeah, I usually give them some stuff to work with. It's like, well, I'm kind of in the mood for this theme, this general idea, but for the most part, it's kind of just completely up to them otherwise.
Though my customer and I had a big laugh. I finished drawing the chibi, and we both, he was like over the moon about it. About 3 days later, I realized I forgot to give her her ears and tail. He totally missed it too, because we were just gaga over how cute she came out.
I have seen that a few times.
So, since I save all of my commissions in both the flat image that I deliver and the layered image that's the work file, it was really easy to go back in and add the ears and tail. It was just one of those... I just realized I forgot this thing. He's like, oh yeah, you did. I didn't even notice.
Wait, is that not standard for people to do a separate work file and product file?
Professionals will do it. A lot of people who get started into art and taking commissions and are still very young in the process won't.
Interesting. Okay.
The more you do it, the more likely you're going to do that.
Yes. I'm debating on booting up Skyrim. Me.
It is tantamount to writing a story, printing it out, and only ever keeping the printed copy and deleting the actual word processor document. It's like, that's just dumb.
Well, yeah.
But a lot of people make dumb mistakes when they're starting out.
Fair
I
enough.
will say I will probably be headed out here in about 10 minutes. Or whenever my next Stream Raiders battle is done.
Okay.
Radio.
I gotta be up at 1 p.m. today.
What do you, for what, doctors?
No, Mage. One of the tabletop games.
Oh.
It is.
So that
really
one came back
early.
on board?
Oh no, this one hasn't ever really stopped. I've just kind of been staying up way late. But
Yes,
need-
stay up. Join me in the late night bonanzas.
alternative idea, you could go to bed too, and then when you get up, we can hang out because I got a feeling Taldarius won't be back yet. Despite him
Alternative,
saying
I
he
stay
will.
up and I join you when you get up. perfect idea.
Alternative, you all take a nice big glass of water and get some sleep and take good care of your bodies.
Okay, I overdose on the melatonin. It's 10 milligrams. How many milligrams do you think I need before I pass out?
To be honest, as long as you lay
300.
down right after you take it, you should be able to be okay with 2 of them and be fine.
300? That's like
300.
30. All right, I got to take 30 of them.
Panther's over there probably getting ready to strangle both of us.
If
don't
my
know what you're
arms
talking
could
about.
reach through this computer screen, there would be brain dusters.
Not only Panth. Well, Gab, if you want to stop me, you got to be in chat.
Yeah,
She brought out
Gib
the knife.
Gab. Like, I'm not
You are
getting
in
to
chat?
hang out with Gib Gab at all.
I don't know what I want to play.
Hey there, SK.
Hi, SK.
Hello, SK.
Hello, SK.
I put a little sour cream on mine.
You gotta give time to other friends too. Pshaw. But okay.
Ooh.
I have literally spent this entire session of Minecraft just sorting my stuff.
All right, means you
That
should
sounds
have
like
a
Minecraft.
stuff sale.
Well, I finally
Sale
set
your
up a
stuff.
storage. I finally set up a storage location for all of my stuff.
Yeah.
And now I'm just getting it all sorted out and put where it needs to go. Are you done with this
Fair.
yet?
So to my small viewership, what do you all want? What do you
I
want to
could
see me
help you
play
with
right
that.
now? Because I don't know what to play. Somebody please say something. I love you. You don't know? I've never heard of that game. You're struggling with that question yourself? Oh, I see. That's another game I don't know.
There's a lot of games I would love to see you play some more of, but
Like what?
well, I'm going to bed soon, so I don't want to say because then you might go do them and then I might miss
Well,
out.
yeah. Well, yeah. Wolfenstein: The New
sure.
Order? Interesting. But yeah, what is it so I can play it tomorrow?
Oh. Well, there is Paranorma Side. There's also Dark Side Detective 2.
Okay. You're absolutely right. I should play one of them right now, and then I can play the other one after I finish the first one.
This is why I didn't want to say.
No, I'm not gonna play either of those right now. But I wouldn't be opposed to it when you wake up.
That
You
would
just
be
gotta,
fun.
you gotta give me a poke. Poke me when you wake up.
Well, it won't. Oh, when I wake up, it'll be going straight to the mage game.
Oh, I see. Yeah, and then when you get done with the mage game, I'll probably be too busy doing work. So I guess we'll just have to wait. Go have it.
Or you could do the mage game while, or you could do the work while I'm doing the mage game. Yeah.
Nah. My ADHD won't allow that. They'll be like, we could do literally anything else. I'll be like, okay.
So in other words, I'm gonna have to harass you to do your work. Got it.
No, don't do that.
Why not?
Because that's just gonna make me feel guilty.
Okay. Friendly prod you.
No. I'm good. It's not a matter of prodding or not prodding. It's legitimately I can't focus.
I know.
Like if it's too early, then my body's like, you could do other things. I'm like, yeah, okay. So if I end up just trying to focus and actually doing it, then I'm just going to end up sitting there for a few hours doing nothing. And I don't want to do that. I'd rather do something.
Okay, guys. I thought I'd be able to hang out longer, but apparently I haven't even taken my meds yet, and my body's going, nope, time for bed.
I was just
Okay.
about to
Falling
ask, have
asleep
you
on you guys.
have you seen the new art that I got?
I don't know if I did.
The one that's getting laser engraved?
Gosh, show me that.
Well, I will bring it up on stream.
Okay, I will make sure that that tab is at the front.
And I will send it privately when I find it.
That's cool. That's really cool, dude.
Yeah.
Or I guess it hopefully has already been laser engraved. I'm getting new PC. Finally.
Yay!
Yeah. When I
And,
play
uh,
such...
the same
Go ahead.
when we can facility.
Sorry, what?
When Pocket Tank and I get disability, we'll both be getting new computers as well.
Nice.
Nice.
But yeah, that's supposed to be laser engraved on the glass part of the new PC case.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very.
I am the excited.
You should be.
Should be here Wednesday.
Sweet.
I'll be getting a new mouse because mine's dying.
I got a Xbox 360 Connect, and I'm still trying to figure out how to make my motion capture device. So that's been torture. But if I can get it to work, I'll be able to have pobs on stream.
Oh shit!
People will get to see the beans,
The heart beans.
the heart beans.
I have not heard of that method, but
It's you can use it for things like VR chat and whatnot, and there's a way to get I can get it to work with VC Face, but I can't get it to pass through VC Face to VTuber Plus yet. I'm getting there, but it's I got pissed off at it the other night and just said, fuck it.
That sort of stuff should just automatically be passed through.
Well, it's because it's using the same protocol. It's using the OSC protocol. So making sure that the software that's transmitting to VC Face isn't using the exact same ports that VC Face uses to pass through to VTuber Plus. And I have to use VC Face as a middleman because...
Well, yeah, that's the same setup I've got, is VC Face going into VTuber Plus. But for
Well,
me...
and I use that too, with a cam.
Yeah, I've got a webcam for my face, and then for my hands, I've got a actual hand tracker.
Yeah, and I don't have a Leap Motion because they're expensive.
Oh.
But the Xbox rig cost me, I think, all of $40 with the adapter cable. So it was a little closer to my price range. Until I get famous.
One day.
One day I'm gonna be rich and famous. I don't want to be like stupid, stinking, filthy rich. But, you know, I'd like to have over 3K a month in income. That'd be nice.
That would be nice. I'm right there with you.
I'll be insane with all the money. Watch what I do with it. Money will be real.
Pocket Tank has the Twinkle Hour tonight. You get the Twinkle Hour power tonight.
Close.
Not even close.
And then on 5 hours of sleep. I take a rest now instead of a full nap.
True.
No, Twinkle Power would be like you. And that would make sense.
See, that's the problem. When I hit Twinkle Hour, nothing doesn't make sense. Everything makes sense. It's just everything's fucking funny.
Yeah, that's Twinkle Hour.
Oh.
I could do a hacking simulator.
Good. I picked up a few new games this week.
Yeah, what'd you make? What'd you get?
For sure I got King of the Castle.
Maybe.
I've been watching
Oh,
Patty
the
play that
TV
one.
show? Oh, yeah.
And it's a fun audience interaction game. Picked up a couple that were on sale that were on my wish list. If Steam will just boot. There we go.
Bioshock.
So,
Hello, my viewers. To anyone who's popping in. I'm just looking for the next game to play. I apologize.
okay, I got King of the Castle. I got Recipe for Disaster.
That sounds fun.
City Skylines, I finally picked that up because it was on sale.
That's a good game. You're not going to regret that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the three I picked up were Recipe for Disaster, City Skylines, and King of the... I picked up King of the Castle because I've been wanting a community. Recipe for Disasters, like cooking simulators or restaurant simulators, and I like those.
Alright, I have decided I will keep going a little longer. Just until I get the sorting done, because I am almost done with that.
Good.
In there. I've
Local
had nights
Panth
where
likes
it's like,
cooking. Yes.
yes, Panth does like cooking. Panth likes cooking a lot.
And we're back to talking about food.
Yes.
Just one subject I want to avoid. And then you all throw it in my face. Oftentimes
Like
on
a
purpose.
pie. Ooh, Diablo VR. Interesting.
What?
Yeah, just like it says.
Ooh, well, okay then.
Sorry.
Okay.
Or?
It says just Diablo list VR.
Oh, I'm just surprised that's a thing. And
Ooh, so was
curious.
I am very curious too. I don't think I own the game though.
It's actually from Wizards? Or not Wizards, Blizzard?
No, it's a mod list.
A mod list? For what?
Mm-hmm. I guess Diablo.
Okay, fair. I guess that was a dumb question. I'm just trying to wrap my head around the idea of Diablo 1 running around in that
VR?
old thing in VR and just
No.
kind of cringing
Diablo
more.
2. You gotta do it in Diablo 2. You gotta do VR with the
With a what?
cow level.
Oh god, no.
Actually, Pocket Tank and I joked about opening a game store in an old Cracker Barrel. One of the standalone ones that looks like a barn. We were going to call it the Battle Barn, and we were going to have battle cattle out front. Because my sister works in practical effects, in like movie props and whatnot. And so we were going to have her make a full-sized battle cow for us. That's a zucchini upside down cake. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Lick it.
Funny.
I mean, I definitely have to try it before making any judgments. But slices of zucchini on top of zucchini bread just kind of have my brain going,
As well as it probably should. Just, I just threw it from my mouth a little bit.
Just a bit. It's more just that cat head cock of, what do you think you're doing?
Well, yeah, you see zucchini.
Like, I love zucchini bread and zucchini cake as much as the next person, but whole slices on top of it, covered in caramel, I'm not sure about. excuse me, goodness.
Oh, whoa. Oh, my God. Burping. This good Christian server.
I don't know. All right.
What to do? What to do? I could maybe install Stardew
XCOM.
Valley. Everybody seems
Stardew
to enjoy
Valley's a great
Stardew
way to
Valley.
sink a ton of time.
Oh yeah. Apparently, it's a good starting point for small streamers too. It's got a very vibrant community. There's plenty to see and do. You
Yep.
know, and people who know what's going on can enjoy because, well, they know what's going on. Maybe that might be one I could try.
Stardew's good for that. Minecraft's good for people who are starting streaming.
Yeah.
Pretty solid following there. That's actually where I started, was with Minecraft.
How'd that go?
Went okay. I stopped doing them when I wanted the majority to be plus, because Minecraft streams do attract a much younger.
Yep, that they do.
I haven't had problems with that.
Yeah, but you've been an 18 plus streamer for a hot minute.
That is fair. The mobile thing is not Diablo, Gib Gab. It is barely Diablo by name alone. And plus, they would make you pay a very hefty sum. No, they would probably charge you only a little bit, but you would have to pay per minute to do that.
Let's see,
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy 2. Maybe. You know what? Fudge it. I'm gonna boot up one of these Dungeons and Dragon games.
You know, a lot of them are pretty good.
No, these are the old ones.
Which ones?
The old ones. I'm not joking. I'm talking like 70s, 80s old.
Well, the old dungeon crawlers.
Yeah.
Ah.
To be honest, for
I
video
can help you with
games, I
that.
think D&D hit its stride with Baldur's Gate.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
Gate?
With Baldur's Gate,
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, the old stuff is good too. It's just obviously they haven't aged very well.
no, they don't
Plus,
age well.
it was in the whole era of like, hey, we're still trying to figure out what makes a game a game.
Also, at the time, Gygax was still around, and the man was racist AF. And
Was he?
sexist
Oh
AF.
man, that
Yeah.
sucks. I was told he was kind of a nice fellow.
He was generally nice if you were a white man.
Fair enough. What's your proof saying otherwise?
My uncle worked with him.
Damn, first-hand account. That's a pretty hard one to top.
No, there's lots of stories of people who worked with him over the years, if you go looking.
Fair
But-
enough. Well, I guess it'll make them all pretty happy then that he was a dumbass and actually maintaining his own license.
Well, and the thing is that he actually got edged out of D&D about the time TSR sold to Wizards of the... Yeah, they probably did it to sell it. My uncle had moved on to working for Delta at the time. But the rest of the company was like, you know, if you want to make games, we'll let you out of this and let you go make games. And we'll take care of this other thing. Like actually running a business.
Yeah.
But it's that old adage, admire your heroes, but have no doubt there was some part of them that was.
Oh, trust me, he was not a hero of mine. I thought he was a dumbass.
Yeah.
Who just happened to hit it big.
Well, to be honest, he was
Rawr.
onto something.
Hi, Fetch.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely not saying he wasn't, but he just happened to strike gold. You know, it just
Yeah.
there's plenty of people
Right place,
just
right time.
like him. Yeah, exactly. There's plenty of people just like him who could have gotten just as lucky.
Yep. In part, it's also why, you know, I have several friends who are worse artists than me that are getting paid big bucks because they were in the right place at the right time. Meanwhile, I'm over here, you know, taking you to faraway places, struggle to make ends meet.
Yeah, the majority of really everything is just a matter of getting lucky with that right time and right place.
Yep,
Mhm.
pretty much.
All right, so I got a couple here. I've got Eye of the Beholder, or we could go with Dark Sun Shattered Lands.
Eye of the Beholder is the better of the two, in my opinion.
You've played it?
I've read the story plot for it.
Fair enough.
That, and anytime there's beholders, you know it's going to be a good time. It's like gelatinous cubes. You know shenanigans happening if those are present. Dungeon Roombas.
Why they hide in dungeons?
They can't. It's out of the sun, so they don't dehydrate.
Yeah, we should probably boot up the clue book and the manual.
How are you doing, Fetch? Well, it is good to see you. You know I'm always here. Always watching.
Did the trader spawn in your base?
The trader is constantly fucking here and I want to kill it.
Man.
But I'm worried about repercussions.
That's why I always get distance and take them out with a bow.
Have a fucking. This manual's actually like a manual.
Yeah, that would be. What was this one? 87?
That's a good question. Let me check. 1990.
Okay, so yeah, it was still when they were writing game manuals, like they were writing software manuals.
Frickin' trader has scared me so many frickin' times. Because I'm in the middle of doing something and suddenly there's just somebody in my house with me.
Yeah, just out of nowhere.
What are you buying?
Apparently one of the mods I have makes it spawn more often. And I loathe it.
Yeah, I bet.
Because it is spawning basically every freaking day!
Oh, the clue book's actually a clue book. Interesting. Reminds me of when I played SOCOM as a kid with my dad. We used like these guides to get through the games. It was a lot of fun. Because even when you knew what to do, it was so difficult.
There was so much you couldn't do in Pokemon without the guidebook.
Like what?
Well, so Red and Blue was still in the BBS era of video games. And you didn't know where certain Pokemon were available. You couldn't complete your Pokedex without the guidebook. You didn't know which Pokemon were cartridge exclusive without the guidebook.
Yeah.
And the transfer cable to trade, and the fact that the guidebook was $50 freaking dollars.
Oh, and let's not forget the ever lovely schoolyard rumors, you know, like,
Oh yeah.
hey, if you go over, before you get on the SSN, you have to use Surf to go over to this little thing, and there's a card there, and if you use Cut on the card, you'll find Mew.
And like about 3/4 of the time it was some kid pulling your leg, but about 25% of the time it was something that actually worked.
I still believe that the majority of the time it was started by one kid, but everybody legitimately believed that it worked.
Yeah. Well, it was like, how do you reliably get missing no? And it's like, there was no way to get missing no reliably. None. It would either show up or it wouldn't. It was.
Oh
it
yeah,
was
I heard the
literally a
strength
glitch.
one too.
Pokemon they left in but didn't finish it was what's called.
Wow, I'm trying to get this game to show up. It's actually having some trouble.
Bowstein,
I bet.
yes. Why aren't you on your wheel? Especially now. That new PC is going to need a lot of juice.
Okay.
I don't feel
I'm
like
falling asleep on you, so I am gonna toddle off, and hopefully I won't be as much of a stranger this week.
Okay,
Oh,
bye
I hope
whoever
so.
you are.
Bye.
Love your faces.
Meh.
Plus, I switched to this a while ago whenever Raycon joked about
There we go.
needing a new mouse.
I just noticed and I had to make the comment.
Fair enough.
All right, we'll exit to DOS and we'll play it again so everyone can actually see what the hell's going on.
I wish you the best of luck in getting anything on the really old stuff to show up without.
Oh, I
use
got
of
it
a
to
second
show up.
Computer. Oh no, I mean on stream.
No, it's on stream.
Oh, okay, neat. Very nice then.
Like, can't you see it?
No. Oh, there it is. It was a moment of lag or latency. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Alright, last chest.
I am a clever cookie, Gib Gab. I didn't get straight A's in fucking graduate school and college for freaking nothing.
Yeah, fair.
You know, not everybody's meaning it as an insult.
I didn't take it as an insult.
Okay.
Why would you think I did?
Just sounded like you took it as one.
No,
That we
if I
would
took it as
dare-
an insult, I'd tell you, like, shut up, stop talking like that, or I will no longer converse with you.
Fair enough.
I like how the intro is just like, it shows like guy with sword, guy with spellbook, guy with other sword. This dude's just praying. He's just praying like a motherfucker. Begin your search below the city. Find the evil and stop it. Alright, start a new party. Select the box of the character you wish to create or view. Select a race. Oh, we got human, elf, half-elf, dwarf, gnome, halfling. Oh man, no beast people? Fuck. This game sucks.
It was before that time.
Yeah. Well, it's time. You should be one of my characters. Oh, most times as
Alright.
quiet as a mouse. Okay.
There we go.
Oh, jeez.
What is it?
He was switching avatar, his reactive icon.
So, when do you make that one?
This is actually an existing art piece I've had for a while. I just
Oh.
I don't generally use it for reactive, but it was well worth the joke here.
Fair enough. All right, you're on my warriors. What do you want to be? Human, elf, half-elf, dwarf, gnome, or halfling?
Coin toss says, half elf.
All righty, you're a half-elf. What kind of class do you want? Oh, jeez, they have combo classes. Fuck that. I ain't doing combo classes. So you get fighter, ranger, mage, cleric, or thief.
Dang it, I put the coin away. Oh wait, where did the coins? Okay, default ranger.
All righty, ranger it is.
That coin go.
Give me a
Wonder if I should
moment
put
here,
it-
Rygon. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today for Minecraft. Check out our website, cgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, and more. There on the website, as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is because of your support that I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you all. I really cannot do this without your guys' help and support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/cgfgaming. It is one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around using our Humble Bundle partner link. picking up merch over at zgfgaming.store, or by just coming by and hanging out. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Yay.